Okay, let's dive in. We're looking at something, a bit of a paradox in the workplace today.
Mm-hmm.
You have these really smart, capable employees, right?
Right.
But they're constantly calling IT for, like, super simple stuff.
Password resets, changing the toner, how to schedule a meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see it all the time.
Exactly. And the common take is, oh, they're lazy or, just don't want to learn. But our sources argue something different.
They do. They suggest this isn't about individual failure at all. It's actually a rational response.
Rational? How so? It seems counterintuitive.
It stems from how our brains work, really, and how systems are often, frankly, badly designed. We're seeing, like, three main forces here.
Okay, what are they?
First, simple effort avoidance. Second, what we could call cognitive load exhaustion. People are just mentally maxed out.
Okay.
And third, something called systemically induced learned helplessness. The system itself teaches people not to try.
Right. Let's unpack that first one, effort avoidance, or what the sources sometimes call rational laziness. It sounds negative, but you're saying it's logical.
Yeah, absolutely logical from the brain's perspective. Think about the cost benefit. Troubleshooting yourself takes time, mental energy.
You might have to find instructions, figure them out, maybe you mess it up.
Exactly. High potential cost, high effort, versus what? A 1-minute phone call.
Where you get a guaranteed fix with almost zero effort.
Precisely. Your brain subconsciously does that math. It conserves energy by picking the easy, guaranteed path. Offloading the work is just efficient for the brain.
And there's that negativity bias too, isn't there, that plays into it?
Oh, hugely. Our brains are wired to pay much more attention, like 3 times more to potential problems or failures than to potential rewards.
So a slightly confusing new software rollout
Immediately triggers that bias. The potential frustration looms larger than any promised benefit, pushing the user back to what they know works. Calling IT. Avoidance kicks in hard.
Okay, so that's avoidance. But what about when people do have to engage? That leads to the cognitive load issue, right? Password fatigue is a classic example.
A perfect example. The average professional is juggling, over 100 passwords now? It's insane.
And the sheer weight of that forces people into bad habits. Research shows something like 68% of users knowingly choose easier passwords over secure ones.
Just to cope. To reduce that daily mental strain, we've all done it, hitting forgot password almost automatically sometimes.
It's not just passwords, though. What about tasks we don't do often?
That's procedural memory failure. Things like archiving files in a specific way or calibrating that one office scanner. You do it so rarely, the steps never become automatic.
Like muscle memory, but for office tasks.
Exactly. And if it's not automatic, the brain basically tags it as low priority info and, it dumps it. To save space for more important stuff, it's not really a memory flaw, it's an efficiency strategy.
Which makes standard training methods kind of useless then, like that 1-hour annual security lecture.
Pretty much doomed from the start. You've heard of the Ebbinghaus forgetting curve?
Vaguely. Reminds me you forget things fast.
Incredibly fast. Without reinforcement, you lose about 90% of new information within a week. So that training, it's gone. People will have to call IT again for that simple task later. You're fighting biology.
Wow. Okay, so the effort avoidance, the cognitive overload, the forgetting, it sounds like a cycle.
It is. And it leads directly to that third factor, learned helplessness.
How does that work in this context?
If you repeatedly interact with systems that are confusing or buggy or just don't work intuitively, you learn a lesson.
That trying is pointless.
Essentially, yes. That your own effort won't lead to success, so why bother? The conditioned response becomes, hit a roadblock, immediately stop, call IT. The system itself has taught you that dependence is the only reliable strategy.
And the irony is, attempts to fix this often make it worse. I read about the paradox of self-service.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. Companies roll out these complex self-help portals thinking it'll reduce calls.
You bet.
But if the information is unclear or ambiguous, it creates uncertainty. Users read it, get confused, and then they call IT anyway just to check if they understood it right.
So the portal actually increases calls.
Studies show it can lead to a 14% increase in follow-up calls. That's the uncertainty multiplier effect. People need validation.
So if the old ways don't work, what's the actual solution? We can't just blame the users.
Definitely not. The solutions have to target the system and reduce that cognitive friction. Architecturally, a huge win is passwordless authentication.
Getting rid of passwords altogether.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It removes one of the single biggest drivers of help desk calls and daily cognitive load. A massive friction point, just gone.
Okay, that tackles one major load source. What about the learning and forgetting problem? For tasks you still need people to do sometimes.
That's where we need to ditch the one-off training sessions.
Yeah.
Neuroscience points towards spaced repetition.
Me.
Presenting the information, then revisiting it at increasing intervals, ideally right when the user needs it. Context is key.
So like little reminders or prompts built into the workflow.
Precisely. And the results are dramatic. Compliance, behavior change. It can jump from maybe 12% with traditional training up to like 67% or more. It actually sticks.
So wrapping this up, it seems the core message is user reliance on IT isn't really about lazy users.
Not at all. It's driven by really predictable human things, our cognitive limits, our natural tendency to avoid unnecessary effort.
And a dependency that's actually reinforced by the very systems and processes organizations put in place.
The system is, in effect, creating the behavior it says it wants to eliminate.
Which leads to a final thought, maybe something for you listening to consider.
Yeah, ask yourself this. If your organization sees its employees, its smart, capable people, as the core problem here.
Instead of looking at the system architecture that basically makes calling IT the easiest, most rational choice,
Then what's the real hidden cost? Not just in help desk tickets, but in lost productivity, innovation, and maybe even morale, because the system itself is the bottleneck.